Good morning, YouTube. So, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered gets censored. Or maybe there's more to it than just that. I don't know, honestly, so we're just gonna get into it. So get your coffee, and let's do this, shall we? So, if you haven't liked, comment, and subscribed, you should go ahead and do that now. Hit that bell notification thingy. I don't know why you wouldn't. Probably because I'm not that great. But anyway, let's get into it, shall we? So apparently there's been a lot of talk about Final Fantasy VIII. It got remastered. I kind of forgot that that was even going to be a thing. And that remaster, of course, has come with some censorship. A bit of censorship, not a whole lot. And it's kind of boggling, to say the least, for the censorship that they're doing. So there's not really a whole lot to talk about. There's no way I'm going to stretch like a long video out of this topic. I'm not even going to attempt to. Had a few things censored. There, done. Okay, we're gone. But seriously, now let's take a look at them real quick. The game comes with some upgraded things. They did some things that could be considered censorship, like for instance the siren design here. Where they've changed it. You've got that skirt looking thing that's there and then not there, and censorship and whatnot. Is it censorship? Yeah, probably. Why? I have no idea. To be totally honest, it really just depends on how the concept art and stuff was originally drawn up for the character. It wouldn't surprise me at all that if, say, this particular character here was actually designed this way to begin with, but due to the limitations of the PlayStation was unable to do it. It's a possibility. I also hate the idea of changing somebody else's artwork, of course, when people like, oh, I fixed your artwork, drives me nuts. It's not yours to fix. If you want to change it, that's fine. Change it. Do whatever you want with it. Redraw it. Draw it in your own style. But that's somebody else's vision. It's not yours to fix, quote unquote, whatever. But yeah, when it comes to having some remakes and stuff, sometimes there are designs that just can't properly be done right, or was done as a joke or something else, and they go and they fix it retroactively later on when they do the remake. And you can call it censorship, that's fine. I'll call it censorship. It feels like it's a difference, especially if the same people aren't working on it. If it's new people, they're just censoring it for somebody else's sensibilities. But yeah, that's a thing. And why it boggles me is like they did that, right? You've got the skirt looking thing here that's seems to be slightly different color. I mean, I get it's feathers, but anyway, the colors pop a little bit more now, and it comes all the way around the front. Of course, didn't, but then they didn't bother to do anything with Shiva, which is why I question whether or not this is actually censorship or if it's just correcting something that they tried to do and was incapable of doing it for whatever reason due to the limitations of the PS1. We're talking about a multi-disc game. I own it somewhere. It's my least favorite of the Final Fantasies. Sorry, I know some of y'all love it. I don't. I hate it. I hate the GF functions so much. But that's just me. That they didn't do other things like this here. If you're going to censor something, Shiva is the character to censor. Always, Shiva is the character to censor. Drink your coffee. You need it. I need it. It's still early. I've been up since 6:30. Coffee. It's good for you. Drink it all. Gotta have your muddy bean water. Anyway, and then you've got this here. The designs of Renoa and how it looks a bit better now. It's cleaned up, it's pulled up a little bit. you could go ahead and say, what, allergic to cleavage people? But seriously, this purely, honestly, I think this design right here is purely due to limitations of pixels and such. If this was cleaned up a little bit better, you would have a shirt that's more of a sort of that V-neck style right there, where it comes up a little further. And to be honest, I think it's a little bit blowing it out of proportions to have people running around yelling, straight up censorship, whatever. And yeah, so that's about all we're going to do with that. We're going to go to Steam real quick, though. Maybe. So I had to do this weird thing to try and capture Steam where it wasn't coming up the way I was trying to. So I had to capture the entire desktop and do stuff. So that's why that transition was a little funny. My nose itches something fierce. Anyway. Gotta drink that coffee. But here we go. We've got Final Fantasy VIII Remastered on sale, Steam, right now. $19.99 US. No. I'm sorry, but that is like probably the worst travesty of this entire thing, is that you want me to pay $20 for a game that you've slapped a remastered title to. And to be totally honest, a lot of the game isn't that better looking. I mean, we saw some of the frames just now, looking at the interwebs over here with those pictures of Renoa. Yeah, that looks a little better. But that's the problem. It's like only Renoa and a few others look a little bit better. They didn't do a whole lot. The character model looks better. It looks better at the close-up and stuff like that. The backgrounds haven't really been cleaned up. It's still in like a 4.3 aspect ratio. A lot of this stuff that, you would think if you're going to do an HD remaster of a 3D game would have a lot more done to it than what it is. $20 for a lazy HD remake. Square, Sony, whoever is responsible. No. Please no. But anyway, we can come down. Battle assist options, HP, ATP, limit break, game speed boost. No random encounters for those journalists out there who want to review this game, of course. Obtain any items and abilities, or attain all items and abilities, max GF levels, currency, guild spells. Features multiple enhancements, including additional options to customize your gameplay experience and difficulties, such as obtain limit breaks and cards, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Anyway. Of course, Windows 7, 8.1, 10. You need at least 2 gigs of RAM to run this thing. Really? You need at least 2 gigs and recommended 4 gigs for this? Square. Really? Okay, I'm done with that. Anyway. So what I want to look at are the reviews, of course. These are the reviews. If you go up here, it has mostly negative reviews. And I've seen some people throw that around and say it's because of the censorship, which it might be. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I haven't gone through and looked at the reviews. It might be. I just was curious. This is more for you than it is for me. I'm actually going to add that to my wish list while we're here, because I am a huge Final Fantasy nerd. Oh my gosh, I'm dying here. I need to take my allergy pills. Anyway, before I sneeze everywhere. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at these. We've got most helpful reviews here in the past day. I don't understand why everyone was leaving negative reviews for things we knew about the game just from all the previews. It obviously was going to still be 4.3. It's obviously it was still going to be to have low frame rates. It was obvious the backgrounds weren't getting any treatment. I can't forgive is that I've been waiting 19 years, 18 months, and 9 days. Wow, we counted. For a PC version to get the analog control back, and they couldn't even give us that much. They have a lot of nerve charging money for this to people who already own the game on PC because a handful of character models do not justify the price of re-entry. This should have been a free update. And you know what? I agree with that. Yeah. Seriously, the price is not worth it for a few character updates. Where is mine? I can't find it right now. I'd show you my copy. I could probably pause and come back, but lazy. Anyway, not only did they just update the models, not even every model was updated. They had less effort put into this than fan-made texture packs. This is a pathetic cash grab with minimal effort taken to produce for a $20 price tag. This should have been a $9.99 DLC to add character models to the existing FF8 Steam release. I made a side-by-side comparison of the two of my YouTube channels. The original FF8 community mod is far superior in my mind. Check out side-by-side comparison here. YouTube link. I kind of actually want to click that, but not right now. We're doing this. Anyway, to call this game a remaster and to hype it up for quite a few months wasn't the best thing, as it became somewhat of a disappointment upon release, which is a damn shame, seeing as this is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Final Fantasy Tactics, now that's where it's at. But that's my opinion. That's why, even though it's justified, it hurts to give this game a negative review. This is a quick review of the remaster, not the game itself. Pro, same Final Fantasy VIII gameplay, untouched. Music is the same as the PS1, not MIDI as usual in original Steam release. Boosters allow you to play through the game at your leisure. Character models have been improved to look a lot better. Full controller support. Triple triad cards look nicer. Speed boost similar to 12 Zodiac Age. I'm not sure what speed boost is. I'm sorry. Oh, and 12 happens to be one of the few games besides 12, 15, and 11 that I never actually played in the Final Fantasy series. So that would explain why I don't know. Anyway, neutral. Certain things have been censored, like Siren's Push. I guess that was. Anyway, I always thought it was just a bikini bottom or something. But whatever. No longer on show, instead replaced with a skirt, for example. I don't find this a huge problem. It's very minor. It's in the long run, but censorship is getting ridiculous these days. It's kind of what my point was earlier. An annoying achievement, 10,000 kills, was taken out, which was great, but it also removed one of the most challenging and fun achievements too. Contrived finished. I know it's because of the no encounters cheat, but still. No Chocobo World minigame. Not too used, as it was a massive grind, but still the original did have over this. Con. Widescreen is a joke. Resolution is at 1920 by 1080, but it's still a smaller box in the middle of the screen with two larger black bars on either side. Okay, that is one thing that I really hate. I wanted to touch on remasters real quick. So let's do that real quick, because apparently I made this video run longer than I meant to. I'm sorry. If you're still here, thanks. Like the video. Do all that good stuff. You're awesome. Anyway, remasters. If you're going to remaster, you need to reformat this thing to proper aspects. I hate when they do remasters, and I look at it on the screen here, right? And there's black freaking boxes everywhere. On the sides, on top of the bottoms, or whatever, because the aspect's wrong. You want to do a remaster, that's great. If you're going to take the port out, throw it in a free emulator or one that you've designed for it to work on your disc or digitally download or whatever it is, and then give me boxes at a standard ratio in today's world, that's when I take umbrage with it. I hate that. That's like one of the things I hate about every remaster I think I ever gotten. Like the Mega Man games did that too, didn't they? It's been a while because I got like anniversary editions of those a long time ago, and I think they had the boxes too, and it drove me nuts. But anyway, there was a game I bought and it just drove me bananas because here I am playing it on my TV and it's not in proper aspect ratio. Drives me nuts. Seriously, you're going to do a remaster, do that. Especially if you're going to charge me $20, you've got to put it in the proper aspect ratio somehow, some way. Get it done. Anyway, the battles still run at 15 FPS. The biggest one to me is that minus character models, everything else seems pretty much untouched or made worse. The environments are still jittery or jarringly blurry and at low resolution, and the menu doesn't seem to have any overhauls at all. I go by the whole, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, but to label this as a remaster when all it really is a high-res character replacement pack is fairly disappointing. If you're new to Final Fantasy VIII, then you're welcome to try both this one or the original, as there ain't much difference. But don't go into this one expecting it to be massively improvement on anything but one set of visuals. Hopefully this game is modder friendly and community can fix what should have been in the game to begin with. Either that or SE start patching it as far as it goes on. All right, so here's one. Steam reviews are heart. Game is fine. Remaster is fine. They were going to remake the entire game. It's just that the remastered, not a remake, as most plebs confuse the two. Models look good, textures look good for the most part. It's pretty much a given that they weren't going to do every single CGI background in the remaster. Even I've seen this coming before release. Well, that's fine because everybody was expecting something better. Remastered, remake. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. That's about what we got here. Let's go back to this, shall we? You can see this great early morning mug. So yeah, the censorship and stuff, it plays a small part in it. Most people are upset about what they did with the game. In my opinion, it really does feel like a cash grab by Square, and I'm just disappointed. You were doing a remastering of it. You couldn't even give us proper aspects. You did a few things here and there, tweaked a few things, and quite frankly, it's a disappointment. It really doesn't feel like there's a whole lot been added to it. There may be stuff I'm missing, but like, see, when Chrono Trigger was redone, right? It's been redone like 2 or so times now. You have the PS1 version, which I own, and the DS version, which I also own. Both of them had something new to offer, and it was essentially a remastering of the game. The graphics and everything were still the same. The music was the same. The PS1 offered me nice animated cutscenes that were not in the original game. Loved it. It's great. The DS offers me a new dungeon and stuff to do at the end game and things, or New Game Plus, or whatever it was, which was really cool as well. Be really great though if I could have both those together. Just saying. You know, just take the cutscenes and put them into the DS one. I don't remember if the DS actually had the cutscenes. I think it didn't, to be totally honest. But anyway, you know, those were nice additions that the original didn't have, and I don't remember what they cost. Sorry. But I'm sure they were fine for the time. But this game here doesn't really give you anything. it gives you the ability to have no random encounters and unlock, I guess, everything at a touch of a button. Wow, Game Shark controls in the game. Ooh. Um, that's not much. And updated res models for the characters. Look, if you're gonna give me a remaster, give me something really good in that remaster. And they apparently took out, the Chocobo minigame or whatever. Um, you know, look, give me something to make it worth my while. Give me a new dungeon to go through. Give me a new story arc or something like that. I mean, heck, that's what Persona does. Persona releases the game, the past couple of times, and then when they re-release that game, they add a new character in with new story content to go with said character and a few other things as well. That's not a remake of the game, that's just a remastering of a game that just came out a few years ago with extra content. It works, people do it, people will buy it. I mean, it sucks because I have to rebuy the game and replay it again, but hey. The Chrono Trigger that I mentioned, that was a remake, had extra stuff in it. And I like it when they do that. Final Fantasy Tactics, I love that game. War of the Lions, which was for the PSP, had additional things that the original didn't have. It wasn't a remake, it was a remastering of the original for PSP. Why can't you do that now? Why can we not have something extra? Other than updated character models. I'm sorry, it's not worth $20. If you want to get it. That's fine. I've added it to my wish list. I'm not planning on getting it though, unless somebody buys it for me or I get dumped, credits or whatever on Steam or something because somebody gave me Steam stuff. But I have other things on my wish list that I'm more interested in first, like Monster Hunter Worlds. I want to play that on my PC now instead of my PlayStation. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.